Now for the fun part. Okay, I'll talk about the midterm. The midterm, they all have been graded. Anybody not take the midterm yet in here? No, everybody. And I have 2 students outside taking the midterm. So I made, one of the questions, I made it 2 possible answers, B and C. You can look at it later. I think B is the better answer, but I can see that some people chose. And I removed 4 questions that I thought were too difficult and I didn't teach very well. And those were the gerund infinitive parts with, understanding, believing, to understand. So we chopped those questions out and it went down to 61 questions total. Okay. So some of your levels went up. The highest score was 56. We had actually 2 people with the scores of 56. I won't tell you who they are. You won't know yet. But 2 people got it. And because of that, I'm instead of out of 61, everybody kind of goes up 5 points. So the total will be 56%. 2 people got 100% on this test. Okay? And it raised your level. So let me be a nerd. This is your test. I've made this. This is like 10 years I've made this. These are the scores. Let's see what happens here. So the average, the average was out of 37 tests, 81%. Okay. And it was much lower when I changed this number. So when this was 61, the average was 74. So this would be, I don't know if you know graphs, but this is what we call a normal distribution. This is normal in a class, like, students here, and then high. We call it a normal distribution. I don't like normal distributions. So this is, I think, for me, a better one. It just kind of pushes everybody over. So then that's okay with everybody? Okay. So yeah, let's see. Let me give back your test. And this was 10% of your grade. The final score is at the bottom. Okay, so you can look at the bottom. Don't worry. We all have a chance. It's a good opportunity to learn what you need to learn as well. Don't worry about your results. Worry about the future. Congratulations. Don't worry about the results. Worry about how you will do after this. Midterm's a good time. So you can look through it. We'll go over the answers. I'm going to collect them again today because I'm going to use them next semester. I'm going to collect the test, okay? So don't keep them. I will pick them back up. Daisy, just kidding. Wait, is that good? Yes. Good job as well. Everybody had a good job. You're welcome. No Cynthia today. There you go. Whoa! You're welcome. few more. LOA. I can find yours, Tim, so I don't have to keep walking. You're welcome. Here you go. Okay. We still have a few students that need to take the test. What was the average again? 56. Average was 81%. I always like the median. The median always is fun to me. But let's not look at that. Okay. I'm going to try to answer as many of your questions as possible. See if I remember. It took me a long time to grade these. If there's any mistakes that you see, let me know. If there's something I didn't add up correctly, let me know. But yeah. Do we need to go over it? I don't really want to. A lot of these, let's see, what's going on? Close this, I don't need this no more. Yeah, I've been waiting for some time the release of Sean Collins' new film, Lampshade. I had read, and mainly it could also be read, right? Just the regular past tense. Our indicator here is last month. Is it something that they keep doing? No. Is it ongoing? This doesn't work because we need another event in the middle. Okay. I have read the review. We don't use have read with like a time marker. So if there was a specific time in the past, okay, and we're trying to just say, oh, I've read it, right, an experience. If there's something like that says last month or yesterday, we just usually use, the best answer would be read, but it's not available. Oops. Okay, but since then, nothing has come. Will it come out? Yeah, we're still waiting. We're not sure yet, right? Since then, nothing has come out. The local theater used to be is the best answer. Why don't we use would be? B is a I would say because this is a stative, a non-action. That would be my best reason. Hello. Here you go, Ashma. Your final score is the one at the bottom. For this information in the past, but when I called them, they said, wouldn't be have said. I think a lot of people, that you were in charge. They gave me your email address and have told me. The better answer again would be just told. Okay? Have told me to call you. Why have told? It still affects the past. Yeah, any questions about that part? Best Jamie Richards. I shouldn't record this. Thank you for the email that you sent a few days ago.
Sent is correct. I'll have sent is wrong.
Again, there's like the past time marker that says a few days ago. We know when the time was. We use the simple past in that situation. We are pleased by the response that we have gotten. Okay, it's something that's happened and started in the past, and it's still ongoing, right? It hasn't stopped. We know also by since we published. So this is when it started in the past. Okay, so again, we can do something like, here's the time in the past, here's the present, the time it was published. Okay. Of the new film last month, I'm happy to tell you that the first screening of the movie, has it happened yet? No, right? So we can't use this one. It will be held this upcoming Friday night. So we're talking about a future event. Let's say future at the local theater downstairs. Why is this so thick? Okay. Is it small? Okay, I get it. We delayed providing this information because we are waiting, have been waiting. The best answer is have been waiting for the past few days. So here again we have this for or since. We have waited means that we're finished waiting. It has that meaning, right? Have been waiting is something that's still ongoing in this. And we have not received them. I think most of you chose yet. So I can see number 10. I like this. Oh yeah, all of you, 100%. Yet, okay? Yet is used for negatives. So you guys all got that. This number 11 was a little difficult, okay? I almost think it's like a phrase. The answer is we regret. Okay? And what does this mean?
Sorry.
Just means sorry. We regret the delay or regret to tell you something. We regret something. It's a very formal way of just saying I'm sorry. But we're sure you when you see it. Okay, has he seen it yet? No. Okay, so the tense is going to be future tense right there. So tenses, and we'll still talk about tenses. We'll never stop talking about verb tenses. Keep practicing those. Any questions about anything on this first page? No. Good. All right. Do we get more difficult here? I'm going to say one difficult thing about number 13 is if you need to understand the law a little bit, right? So the police arrested the suspect. His name is Martin O'Grady last night. O'Grady, the best answer, has been charged with 2. Okay. So when you get arrested, then you get charged. Is he guilty yet? No, right? They charge you with something. They say you have committed this crime, and then you'll go to court. I think that's the hardest thing about this question is maybe you have to understand how the system works. These don't work. It's got to be a passive, okay? Because Grady doesn't charge himself. Who's doing the charging? The police. Yeah, so when you get charged with a crime, it's usually the court or the police or somebody, somebody in the law would charge you with the crime. So, if I punched somebody and they arrested me, I would be charged with assault and battery or something. or manslaughter sometimes. I can't believe Alan blanked from his job of 15 years for such a minor mistake. Who fired who? His boss, right? The workplace fired him. And so we have to use either one of these, C or D, okay? And we know it happened already, okay? From his job of 15 years, it happened, okay? It's not something that's going to happen. Number 15 was difficult. Let me check your numbers on 15. It's 41%. Oh, no. A, B, C. Okay. So Mei Ling is a person. Where does she work? For a company. And what does she do for this company? What's her role? Does anybody? HR or interviewer. Okay. So Mei Ling blanked a few people for the new position of the company, but her company decided not to hire anybody. Right? So either she got the job or maybe she's giving the job, right? Well, we're using, we have all of our, what is this one? Mei Ling is considering a few people for the new position of the company. So these, what does C and D mean? It's passive, right? That means that she applied and the company is like waiting to see if they're going to hire her. That's not the thing. She seems to be a person. Is it happened in the present? Is it happening right now? Or is it something that happened already? It finished, right? They have decided. The company has decided. Okay? So it's got to be a past meaning. So yeah, Mei Ling is an HR person, somebody that does hiring. Maybe I need to put that on the test, maybe that's something I should write. She's an HR person. The restaurant hasn't been open for a long time. It blank by its owner. What kind of sentence will this be if it says by its owner? It's going to be a passive, okay? So yeah, is shut down. It's probably not passive. Which ones do we have?
Is it possible, question, is it possible the speaker 100% sure about the action that the owner shut down? 100% sure.
I don't know. I think the idea is it's not 100%. It has been closed, it hasn't been open for a long time. Like you come to a restaurant and you see it, you don't know, because you're not the owner or you're not, working there. Might have been, okay, by its owner. So, okay. 17, the United States. This is one of those stative passive. Is made up of. The United States makes up 50 states? No. Is making up 50 states? No. Is made up of. That's how many states are in it. It's just a stative passive verb when we're using. Okay. I tried to make this clearer when I wrote this question or fixed the question. So this isn't my exam. It's from the book, but I did some changes. Freddie is going to blank. I'm confused. I'm surprised he's confident enough to cut his own hair. Who's doing the cutting? Freddie. Is he going to go to a salon? No. Is he going to go to a barber? By himself, right? So nobody's cutting it for him. He's doing it himself. That's what the second sentence says. Let's see. Artifacts, Viking artifacts in Newfoundland. Blank. Evidence of the first settlements founded in North America. What kind of sentence is this? It's a passive voice. Passive. Okay. a lot of you chose this one, okay? And is this a complete sentence? No, you need a, well, you need a, you need a verb, you need, there's no, I guess, yeah, the verb is there. Evidence of the first founded in, that's not really, so that's not a complete sentence. We need the whole thing, the subject, the verb. That couldn't exist by itself. Evidence of the first settlements founded in North America. Is that a complete sentence? No, right? And so this one, to be, we're going to look for something that has a noun, right? To be something, to be someone, or even an adjective, or believed to be something beautiful, right? And so, yeah, this whole thing, I'm going to call it an NP. We call it a noun phrase. Okay, it's not a complete sentence. Number 20. Mike blank, it's been a long time since he last brought it to the service center. Does he fix it himself? No, right? We know this because of the service center for repairs. It means that he's not doing it. He brings it into a shop, and now his computer isn't working well. He's so bad with computers. I put that in for extra, okay? So yeah, who's doing the fixing? The service center, right? So we need this to have somebody fix, we call these causative passive. Okay, you have somebody do it for you. I have somebody cut my grass every Thursday, or I have somebody fix my car. I don't fix my car myself, right? I go to a mechanic. So yeah, these are our causative. Okay, so these are that he did it himself, and we know that he can't do it. So the best answer is could have fixed his computer. Should have his computer fixed. Could have fixed. Oh, this is not even causative. That's not even causative. That one's hard. I was going to toss it out. What was the percentage on this one? Sorry, I love getting nerdy. I don't know. You guys did pretty well. 82%. Huh? Okay, because of the meaning. Yeah, okay. I know, I get confused too, though. All right, part three, choose the correct answer. These are about modals. All travelers must. That's the only answer. Okay, it shouldn't be ought to. Ought to equals should, right? If you travel to another country, you have to have a. You have to have, right? So must, have to have. Same meaning in this situation. The answer is A. 22, Marie blank started working harder and coming to the office on time, otherwise she'll be fired. The best answer would be had better. Okay?
Why is had better? Because had better, had better too. Had better to start.
Had better start.
Had better does start. That's why the correct is supposed to. That's why you guys have
I don't think you need to. Had better.
better for them to start working.
Okay.
That's why I think.
I had better do my homework. I don't think you need to every time.
But I think it's better after with benefits.
I had better too.
That's why I choose it's supposed to.
Okay, well,
That's why I don't.
it's not, I wouldn't say it's correct. I'm sorry. You had better study. You had better sleep. You had better, I don't,
I know because I haven't seen that word again.
okay.
Had better without to. That's why I choose it's supposed to.
How many people use had better too when you're talking about? You had better.
It's a grammar, not to. It's a grammar.
I don't think there's two usually on. You had better do something. Yeah. It's supposed to, it's like they kept telling her, but now she's lazy and blah, blah, blah. She doesn't do it. I can see that this could be an option. So those two, But no, had better start is correct. Okay.
You mean both is correct?
Yeah, this wasn't clear.
It had been better.
This is the better answer because it's stronger. Is supposed to start working harder and coming to the office on time, and she's not. And I guess this would be she'll probably be fired. You know, she didn't start working hard. I guess this would make. Anyways, I think there was enough. It was like 50-something%. Oh, I changed them. You can't see it. Okay. So yeah, had better plus verb 1 would be the grammar. All right, Omar, you really blank clean the dishes. You're a guest, but you really want to go ahead and do them. This is the one where we say you don't have an obligation. You don't have to means there's no obligation. Mustn't is very strong. You mustn't clean the dishes or something bad will happen. You had better not. I don't know. It just seems very too serious. When we're talking about no obligation, okay, use this. Okay, the weather forecast says the chance of rain is 50%. Is that a high percentage? No. The best answer is going to be may. Okay. Will usually implies that, it's like nearly 100%. 25, you blank avoid talking about politics. This one was hard. Or religion with our dinner guests. These topics can upset people, and I want to have a pleasant meal with my boss. Okay. So maybe this is a wife telling her husband, you could avoid. Okay. That's a very soft suggestion. You had better is a strong suggestion. You were supposed to. What is this? Is it present, past, future? Past, right? You were supposed to meant that this happened already, but it hasn't, right? I want to have a pleasant meal with my boss. So has the dinner happened yet? No, the dinner hasn't happened yet. A is too soft, and then B is had better. But I don't know the couple. Maybe they argue funny. There's quite a bit of controversy. More Vikings. A bit of controversy over which Europeans discovered America first. What does the word controversy mean?
Doubt.
There's doubt. Yeah. There's it could be this way or that way. It's a controversial issue, so it's like something where two people disagree highly. It blanked the Vikings, though some say it's possible that the Irish vessel reached it in the 6th century. Which one shows possibility? Okay, so might have been. The other two are very strong. Okay, this is like around 100, less than 100. Okay. 27, I can't believe Melissa hasn't arrived yet. Has she arrived yet? No, right? She blank here an hour ago. I hope she's okay. So imagine your friend's, driving to meet you somewhere. Okay, she could be here an hour ago. Does that work? She must have been here an hour ago. So a lot of people chose this one. The best answer here is something that happened in the past. We imagined that there was an outcome and it didn't happen, right? I'm supposed to, I don't know. You're supposed to do your homework. I don't know. Something I'm expecting, the expectation doesn't happen, okay? Must have been here an hour ago means that you saw something, you looked at something and you said, oh, Melissa's shoes are here. She must have been here an hour ago, right? There's some kind of evidence with this one. When you come home and the lights are on and then you say, oh, my friend must be home, right? Or must have been here already before I came home. So these are all past events. The best one would be was supposed to be, because it says that the expectation didn't happen. That's what's supposed to. We use that a lot in English. Number 28, Graciela is late for the meeting, but it's not surprising because she was out of town on business until today. Her flight. This one doesn't work. Had better have been. Have better have been. Can we do that? This one definitely doesn't work. Her flight can have. Okay. If it was could have, it could be okay, right? But we're using a past meaning. Had better, her flight had better been delayed this morning. Must have been is talking about a possibility. Strong. Some questions about that. And I took off 29. I don't think it was a strong possibility, must. Her flight had better. We wouldn't have, so the grammar doesn't work for. I think grammatically this is not grammatically incorrect. All right, the police are investigating the CEO for fraud. I don't think there's enough evidence or there's enough information, he should be guilty. If there was maybe more information, like, he's been staying late at the office and looks very creepy, I don't know. He must be guilty, should be, must be. The answer was supposed to be C. I think it could be all three. So I didn't write that question. Wasn't my fault. No, just kidding. Number 30, that blank be the amount of money we earned this year. This is similar to the midterm practice. I'm sure it has to be more. Check your math. Is this person very sure about this? Yeah. Okay. That may not be the amount of money we earned this year. That doesn't show strength. This shouldn't be also. I don't know. When you see 3 exclamation marks, it usually means something. It means somebody's like saying something in a very, very strong way. Okay, part 4 I think was probably the most difficult and means that I need to teach this better next time. And maybe we'll talk about it some more. We'll do some more practice. There's a thing in your textbook. Melanie has trouble making new friends. Okay, it's just some weird pattern. Just a weird pattern. I don't think we talked about it enough. So we have no trouble understanding should be the right answer. Okay, but I removed it. So if you got it, great job. Okay, same thing with hard time. I would have a hard time and then gerund, living with my best friend. And I don't really know how to, whoops. Yeah, so I need to figure out how to explain this one better. So these were off. You don't have to worry about them. Okay, the next few. 33, the answer is playing. And I think I need to be very clear. Let's only use gerunds for subjects, okay? To play peekaboo, it just sounds very, very, very formal. Nobody speaks like that. You might see that somewhere, okay? But I think I need to say in this class, please only use a gerund for a subject or like an object of like a regular sentence. I like playing peekaboo. I don't know. some children also fear discipline. Discipline can be used. I should have taken this one off. Okay, used to help. I thought I put this here. I don't have it. Why is it used to help?
Because
Used to, all the time can be each other, used to, I used to.
Right. Oh gosh. Okay, let me write this somewhere. Okay. There's a used to, and this has like the S sound. There's a used. Used to verb. Sorry, verb 1. We didn't talk about this. I guess we used to verb ing. It has a different meaning, and this is different. This is something is used to verb 1, but this is like a purpose. There's like 3 ways to use this. It's very strange. What is the one with the SN? Oh, I put 2, sorry. No 2. I used to.
It means habits.
Yeah. It's a past habit. We don't do it anymore. I used to swim a lot. Okay? I'm. This one's I'm. I'm used to swimming now. It's something that you become accustomed to. Like now I'm used to living in the United States now. I'm used to living in California. Were you comfortable before? No. Okay? And then this one is this thing where discipline is used to help children. I know, Marjan's like, I should have thrown this one out, but I think most of you got this right. So yeah, this one is discipline can be used to, and this is for the purpose to help raise emotionally stable, happy children. We're almost finished. However, inconsistent discipline is considered to be confusing to children. Again, there's a gerund. Oh, the considered thing is, I think, right here. We're talking about passives. Passives with consider can take an infinitive, but they can also be followed by just a noun phrase or an adjective. So if you put blank, did anybody put nothing? Native Americans are considered to be the real discoverers, or Native Americans are the real discoverers. Is considered confusing to children. So if you put blank, it would also be okay. Okay. Helping, we're talking about a subject here. You can do this by. When we have by, what do we need? ING. Okay. So by is a preposition. We're going to need like a real noun. So this is going to be explaining. Thus, so we have a definite article, but we need a gerund here. Well, because this article is, the article we use before a noun, right? Okay, and if you wrote socialization, one of the students wrote socialization, that's also okay, since it's a form of that. Requires teaching would be the answer. We didn't really talk about why we use this. This is the object of this. Requires money, right? Requires, so a lot of students got this wrong. We're going to need an object here, okay? And it could be anything. Requires food, requires education, requires teaching them appropriate ways of expressing. So if you wrote it, great. 40 is natural is an adjective. What do we need after an adjective? To. Okay? It's natural to do something. It's easy to do something. When they feel rejected, blah, blah, blah. However, when children are playing, parents or caretakers should supervise closely enough. Okay? What is closely? An adverb. Okay? Closely enough, we're going to need the to. And this is in your textbook. I know we didn't focus on it too much. Steve is intelligent enough. Whenever we have this enough, quickly enough, we're going to need the infinitive. Steve is intelligent enough to understand the situation. He didn't call quickly enough to get the job. So enough is a what? It's an adjective, right? How the children are behaving and be prepared. What is this? Is this a verb or an adjective? It's an adjective. So I am prepared. You need to be prepared. I'm giving you almost a command. What do we need after an adjective? To. Okay, so the infinitive to teach. Okay, we should encourage. So this was, when we have encourage by itself, we can say encourage doing something, encourage spending less money. But when we have this indirect object, it's a noun, but like when it's in between something, then if there's like a him, encourage him to. Okay?
In here, what you wrote for me, object.
So this is an indirect object, right? We encourage him, we encourage children. When we have that there, we need to use this to spend. It was like something we practiced in class. A lot of time paying attention to children's behavior when they're younger. It's easier. Easier is an adjective, a comparative adjective, but the same. So we need to use to teach. Okay? And maybe, I need to focus more on gerunds and infinitives for your class. Okay, let's go through this quickly. And then we'll talk about the reading after the break. Okay, on the blah, 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 genetically modified, was this a difficult reading? Yeah? Okay, genetically modified foods or GM foods is a controversial issue. We're talking about controversy. On the one hand, okay, what do we need right now in this sentence? What part of speech? A noun. Right. So the only one that's going to be a noun, we have that occasion. Genetically modified, a lot of you chose that, would be an adjective. I'll take it. Sorry, you can follow along. Can enhance nutritional value. For example, one. Are we talking about one little piece of rice? No. Okay. We're going to be talking about types of rice. Can help avoid vitamin D and has received. Okay, so this was a little difficult, but praise is counts or non-count? And we don't need to know right now, but we can look at the clues, okay? We're looking for something. Great many we use for count or non-count. Many. Count. We use a large number for which one? Count or non-count? Count. We use a huge amount for non-count. How do we know this is not non-count? There's no S. Right? Yeah. So praise is actually, yes, non-count, but it doesn't matter if you don't know because there's no S here. And there's no plural form of that verb, right? So it's not plural, and it doesn't have an S. So that's going to mean that this one, a huge amount, were used for non-countable. On the other hand, there can be, are we talking about things in general? Problems is going to be the best answer. If there was a choice for a problem, it would be okay. Okay, if we're being kind of talking in not general, but one out of many problems. For example, pollen from a genetically. Okay, and so we have a noun here. We need an adjective to describe that. Okay, in the Midwestern United States, killed thousands of. We need this of. Okay, and that's your main clue there. A fact that outraged the publics. I'm going to say that this is called a phrase. Public means the people, right? The people of a place. The public means the people, basically. Many people in, this I thought would be easier, but the European Union, we need the because it's a collection of, it's more than one country, it's a union, are now demanding that food labels identify genetically modified ingredients, okay? We're talking about food labels in general, not anything specific. We need that S on it. At the present time, however, blank, which is not enough, okay? The word few means it has a negative meaning, okay? It's not going to be a great deal because it is not enough, okay? This is largely because GM foods have a rather negative stigma. What does the word stigma mean? Just it has a bad feeling for people. Even though every product, GM product in
Grocery stores, because the stores count.
we're talking about in general, all grocery stores, right? We're not speaking about anything specific. The grocery stores. If this was specific, like the grocery stores that sold, then it could work. But we're talking about, we're going to call this generic or general. Has undergone, when we combine, this is called a compound adjective. Okay, we're talking to describe kinds of testing. For safety is what we call a universal. Judy Arnett, a blank young researcher. So what's the code? It's O for opinion. We got size. We got age. We got another S? Shape. Blah, 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 blah. That's all we need to know. Okay. Oh, and then origin. Where's origin go? What is it? Everybody know? Or opinion, a C. Color. Origin, and then purpose. I'm missing one. Material. Huh. Okay, so British is what? Origin. Brilliant is what?
Opinion.
It's an opinion. And biology is, I would say, the purpose. Okay, so young is what? Age. Okay, so which one comes first? It would be brilliant. It would have to be a young British researcher if you wanted that.
Puzzle.
Huh?
It's a puzzle.
A posit?
A puzzle.
Puzzle.
A puzzle. Yeah, I know. It's a puzzle. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Do you actually want to know all of this stuff? No. Huh? Do you actually like reviewing this? This is useful? Okay. It's hard to... Whoops. Let's finish. Let's finish this. A married couple. A couple of chickens were walking. A married couple. All right, let's go, and then we're not skipping silent reading, but we're going to do reading together. All right, article. Read the article. Were these difficult? These questions? Huh?
It was same.
Same?
Like, yeah.
It's same as the other ones, the practice ones, huh?
Yeah. I mean, the questions was like the multiple choice. I feel like all the same. It was so hard for me.
Oh, like the choices were so similar. Okay.
I think if
Especially 16. I was so confused.
there was
Which the following summarizes, I know. I think this is the hardest thing, right? Because we're still talking about how to write a summary and what the main idea is. So what do you think the main idea of this reading was? So the reading was about this couple that finds gold and somebody else maybe had stolen it. Of the first paragraph. So let's read the first paragraph. In February 2013, a married couple were walking their dog on their California farm in an area called Saddle Ridge. They came across a mysterious, battered old can sticking up out of the ground. When they dug up the can, they discovered it was full of gold. They eventually dug up a total of 8 cans that contained 1,400 gold coins dating back to the 19th century and worth about $10 million today. The couple have chosen not to reveal their identities or the exact location of their home. They say they have no idea where the coins came from or who buried them on their property. Okay, so this is like our introduction to the story. It introduces, let's skip to 60 real quick since we're talking about the first paragraph. Which of the following summarizes the main idea of the first paragraph?
Valuable gold coin.
Just the first paragraph, right? So we're just focusing only on the first paragraph. We don't even know when they were found. And it's not specifically talking about this, right? So it mentions this as a detail, right? So that last detail, one of the last details, right? This is the chosen not to reveal their identities, okay? Is this the main idea of this part? No, it's just a detail that they don't want to reveal who they are for whatever reasons, security, safety. So our best answer here is going to be A, right? And just we're talking about first paragraph, okay? We're not talking about the whole story. We're not talking about any other paragraph. We're just focusing on the first paragraph. And when you kind of get that idea, the whole story really is just about this couple. How many cans did they find? 19th century. They found eight cans of, this is a detail, right? Is it the most important detail? No, right? Yeah, so if this maybe started talking more about 19th century coins, from that sentence it said 19th century coins, have been discovered all over the world. People are searching for them. They are very common in eastern part of North America because of blah, 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 right? So one detail doesn't mean that it's going to be the main idea. When we think about main idea, think about how you would write a summary, right? If you had a one-sentence summary to do this, what would it be? So, sometimes we call that the topic sentence, but what's a one-sentence summary? One-sentence summary for this first paragraph. Married couple finds gold in their farm, right? And that would tell you most of it. This is an extra detail. It's not so important, right? You might even say, couple doesn't reveal their identity, finds coins, right? But the biggest thing is that they found these valuable coins on their family farm, okay? Let's go back. So yeah, this one is hard, but we're looking for anything to do with Walter Dimmick. So my advice when you're doing these reading questions, okay, is to read the questions first. So before you start reading the article, just look at the questions, read them, even read the answers, okay? And then just hold it in your brain, so when you start reading, you start to think about, what's not in this article, right? I would always say this about any kind of reading test that you take. Before you take the reading test or a listening test, read the questions first, right? So that your brain starts to kind of have an awareness. You're looking for something, right? Let's read the next paragraph, or I'll read it. At this point, the origin of the coins remains a mystery, one possibility. So what is what's our topic sentence here? Say this first sentence, right? The origins of the coins remain a mystery. Okay, let's say that's our main idea. One possibility. So now they're talking about different possibilities offered by those close to the investigation, that they are none other than the coins stolen from the San Francisco Mint. Okay, that's one possibility. Is that the only possibility? No, right? Those coins were valued at about $30,000 at the time of the theft and would be worth millions of dollars today. Walter N. Dimmick, this guy, N. Dimmick, a clerk at the San Francisco Mint. Where did he work?
San Francisco.
Okay, so we know something about his job. Good. Who had previously been caught forging and stealing, was arrested for the crime, tried, and found guilty. However, the coins he was accused of stealing were never recovered. So they never found those ones. Had Dimmick buried the coins on the farm before he was captured? Nobody knows for sure. Okay? In any case, the prosecution team eventually admitted that Dimmick had been convicted on circumstantial evidence. Right? He worked in the bank. He had a history of doing bad things, stealing. Okay? Circumstantial means that you did something and it looks like it could be you because you were there, or because you have a similar, something. Maybe you were wearing something similar to that person that day. That did not prove his guilt. Additionally, rare coin collectors and renowned expert Martin Skeely, that's another person, who was brought in to provide expert analysis, has stated that the coins in the cans probably do not come from one single source. They have different face values and are in varying conditions. Okay, so did they all come from the same place? Probably not. And most likely not, right? We're not 100% sure, but if the coins come from different places, here you go. Okay, so if we answer this question, what does the author not mention in the article? when Walter Dimmick might have stolen the coins. Okay, whether Walter Dimmick was released from prison, or where Walter Dimmick worked when the coins were stolen. Where did he work?
San Francisco.
Okay, so sorry, this cannot be, right? Could he have stolen the coins? Could he have, possibly? Yeah, right? So they mentioned that. So yeah, by process of elimination, and we can look back. Did they talk anything about prison? No. He was arrested, right? They said he was arrested. Okay, found guilty and found guilty. He was arrested for the crime. Arrested for the crime and found guilty. Did they mention prison anywhere? No. Okay. So our answer here is going to be whether he was there. Okay. And yeah, don't do it in order. If they're talking about the first paragraph first, answer this question first. Okay. Which of the following suggests that Walter Dimmick did not bury the discovered coins? Okay. Which one points to his innocence? The coins are thought to have come from different places. The evidence against him was not as strong as originally believed. The coins he was said to have stolen were not recovered. This one was difficult. Okay. The answer would be from different places. That's the last sentence. This expert can probably stated that the coins in the can do not come from one, right? So this would be the strongest evidence, and this is what that question's talking about. The coins he said have stolen were not recovered. Even if they were not recovered, does it make him did not bury the discovered coins? So we're only talking about the coins from the family farm. Yeah.
Why the letter B, option B is wrong?
So the question is specifically asking about what? The discovered coins, right? Okay. And then the discovered coins were what? Where did Walter, what was Walter accused of doing? Stealing from what? The San Francisco Mint. Just one place. Okay? And those coins, Martin Skeely says that they come from, the cans probably come from different places. So that's like the biggest evidence. Because he could have stolen some coins, right? If he was guilty of stealing the San Francisco Mint coins, does that mean that they were the same coins in the family cans? Maybe like a few of them, but if they come from all different places, then it doesn't necessarily mean that even though he stole San Francisco Mint's coins, that they are the same coins in the family coins. Yeah, I know, difficult. Okay, the purpose of the third paragraph is to suggest there are many people who could have potentially buried the coins. It is impossible to determine the exact time at which the coins were buried. The married couple do not want their identity revealed because many people claim the coins. Let's read the third paragraph now. So you can even not read the whole thing. Others have suggested that the coins were loot that were buried by famous Wild West gangs like Jesse James or Black Bart. Another less glamorous theory is that the coins simply belonged to a person who did not trust banks. He or she decided to bury the coins to keep them safe instead of depositing them in the bank account. In fact, several people have already demanded a share of the coins, claiming that their relatives were the ones who hid the coins. So what does this whole paragraph talk about? What's the main idea? Yeah, the different possible people that could have done this, right? So paragraph 3, the purpose is to suggest that there are many people who could have potentially buried the coin. So they mention Jesse James, Black Bart, some wealthy man that didn't want to put his money in the bank, and then other people suggested that their relatives actually buried that money. And the last question, which of the following statement is the author most likely to agree with? Okay, this is what we call an inference question. Okay, we're kind of reading, we're talking about what the author might think. They don't say it in the essay, right, or the article. So what do you think the author might likely say? The family who found the coin should reveal their identity. Does he ever mention that? No. Sorry, did we read the last? Let me read the last paragraph. Many questions remain about the Saddle Ridge gold. Are the married couple telling the truth about their find? Several years after the discovery, why haven't their identities or location been revealed? He's asking many questions. Could these coins have been stolen from the San Francisco Mint? Maybe. If not, are any of the other explanations that have been offered about the coins plausible? Plausible means possible. Okay? If the coins were hidden by someone who hated banks, should they be given to the relatives of that person? Currently, there seems to be more questions than answers. Okay? While authorities will not commit many resources to finding the coin's true owners, it's unlikely that time will reveal any secrets unless someone comes forward to offer clues as to the coin's origin. So the author right here, his opinion is what? Are they going to find an answer to this? No. There's like many possibilities. I would say that, where does he say it? Currently, there seems to be more questions than answers, right? That's something that the author of this is giving an opinion about. Currently, there are more questions than answers. Okay, so knowing that, which of the following statements is the author most likely to agree with? The family who found the coin should reveal their identity. You said no, that's not what he's trying to say. The coin's original owners will probably never be determined. Okay, or the coins were buried by a person mentioned in the article. No, he says that, no, we won't know unless somebody comes forward and tells. So your best answer here is going to be B. And we'll do more practice with these. We'll just do something in class for reading practice, because it is really important for academic reading. Jenny's back. All right, and the last part was a writing. I added it in last minute. Thank you. So if you found gold coins, if you found worth million, blah, blah, what would you do? What conditional sentences are we going to write here? Third? Third is the past one. It's going to be second. Okay? And second is like, we call it an unreal conditional. Is it in the future? It's in like a fake future. Okay, not a real future. And yeah, first part I wanted you to answer the question using this form. So if I found gold coins worth $10 million buried in the ground, and you didn't have to write the whole thing, but if you did, great. I would, and then verb 1, right? If I found blah, 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 I would, verb 1. I would keep it. I would call the police. I would report it to the police. I would buy a new house, okay? And then give me one reason or a few reasons. And some of you wrote this okay, and then the second part you changed the conditional, so you went to the third conditional or the first conditional, and then I was like, okay. So make sure when you're writing something, if you're writing about this conditional, stay in that conditional. Okay, so all the other things should be, if I found blah, blah, I would do this, and I would fly to here, and I would help children, and I would buy a house for my family, and I would, okay? So everything should stay in that same one. And so you missed the point if this wasn't correct, Okay, and you missed the point if there was a lot of grammatical mistakes in your second part. Okay, and I only needed like 2 or 3 sentences. It wasn't supposed to be an essay, so be careful with that. Sorry. Okay, any questions about the midterm? No. Okay, I'm going to take these back from you. So
You give me a new one. You give me a new one.
to take again?
Yeah, no, just the practice.
To take it home and practice? No, I'm going to use this exam again. Oh, sorry, you came late today. Okay, give it to me before class ends.
Why?
Because I'm going to give this exam again. Let me decide, because then I have to make a new test.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are you gonna ever give this back to us?
Maybe. Let me think about it.
I wrote some notes.
You wrote notes. You want to take a photo of your notes?
Yeah, I don't want. To be honest. But teacher, when is this class end?
I think the test is on May 19th or 20th.
When? Sorry.
May, oh no, not May, sorry, December 19th or 20th.
When is it start again?
Again? I think January 12th is the first day of class for spring. Are you going to take it again? Is that? Oh, okay. So if you are, okay, let me talk about. I might give it back to you. Let me think about it. I don't like making tests again. Nobody does. We'll see. All right. Let me talk about, so this class, does anybody know for sure? But I think if you take this class once and you pass it, I don't think you can take it again. And it might be only for credit students. I'm sure for credit students, if you take this class and you finish the class and you pass the class, you can't take the class again. Does anybody know for sure? Yeah? You've seen this for credit students? How about for non-credit? They can? Okay. So if you're non-credit, then let me find out for sure. Okay? But if you're non-credit, there's a possibility that you could take it again. And if you do take it again, it will be the same class. There is no advanced grammar part 2. That's not how the system works here. So this is just one class. I don't know. Do I wish? I wish that I could split the book into 2 semesters. That would be a much better class. Okay, but the way our student population, people come and they go, and I can't offer a grammar 2 class to students that didn't take grammar 1. So that's how it would work. So if you are thinking about taking the class again, it will be 75% similar, I would say. I mean, I still want to change things. I mean, there's lots I want to fix. But yeah, so if you do think about taking it again, it will be similar. After this, I think there would be like academic vocabulary class. There's an academic writing class, but this would be the end of like grammar. Actually, no. There's one class that's like grammar for academic students. So if and I think it's going to be a lot more very formal academic language, reading textbooks kind of things. And so if you're serious about going into a department or a major, I do recommend taking the next. Is it on the schedule? Who had that schedule that was showing me? Can I see this? Yeah, there's advanced writing. It's online. There's a advanced grammar review. One of them's taught by Annie Park. There's the vocabulary skills for college. Yeah, and advanced academic writing. So if you're interested in those things, great. Okay.